Hi YouTube. I'm so sorry it has been so long. And I mean it's been a long time. I have not done an update since 31 weeks. Um, so I've got my phone with all my notes on it. I'm gonna make this as short as possible. I'm looking rough because, as you will find out, I have preeclampsia and I have tons of swelling and blood pressure's high and all that good stuff. And I've been on bed rest, like not leaving the house except for doctor's appointments and the rare chiropractic visit. You have to excuse me. I just woke up like 30 minutes ago, and I have to get this done. I've been saying it for weeks now. So thank you guys for hanging out with me and asking where I was and sending me inboxes. That was really sweet. So here's where I'm at. Week 32. There was 32 and 33. Nothing really went on. I had a little bit more energy. Of course, just normal pregnancy stuff. Nothing really big had happened in those weeks at all. Not sure why I didn't update during those 2 weeks. Um, I'm sure I'll regret later on looking back, wanting to know in my next pregnancy comparative to where I was. I'm so sorry. Okay, so week 34 got a little interesting. At the beginning of the week, I'm going to look down a lot. That way I can just kind of fly through this. At the beginning of the week, I had a little bit more energy. I was getting last-minute things done, like putting the pack-and-play together, the swing, getting her room ready. I say room, but it's really not a room because she's not going to stay there. But, I woke up one night to horrible, horrible pain in my bladder area. Not going to the bathroom, not in my back, just in my bladder. So, and it got so bad that I couldn't stand it. I was literally screaming and crying like a baby. I went to the bathroom and there was blood all in my urine. And you could tell it was in my urine, not from me, because it had that, like the urine itself had the red tint. It wasn't like, blood in the toilet. So we immediately went to the hospital, where I got checked. And ironically, as I went to the bathroom, they make you give a specimen. As I went to the restroom, I passed a bladder stone, which is different from a kidney stone, and I'll get to that. This thing was the size of an end of a pencil eraser, and the doctor on call said it was the biggest he's ever seen, and every doctor I've seen since then, including the urologist, has agreed that they have never seen one so big. So I got the awesome gave birth to a bladder stone award. So that's what was causing me to hurt so bad. So a bladder stone is a stone that develops within your bladder and kind of just jingles around in there. Most of the time they pass without you knowing, but because she had her head pressed on my bladder, it couldn't pass before it got massive, and by the time she had moved around enough to get it in position to where it could come out, it was then ginormous. So I ended up with a 3-day hospital stay with IV antibiotics. I passed 3 more stones that way, but I made it through. I had IV antibiotics, of course fluids, all that good stuff for 3 days. No fever. She did great through it all, like she didn't care. So all was good there. I got really big, and I was put on bed rest then, because then that's when I started getting the preeclamptic signs with the headache, the dizziness, the blurred vision, the swelling, and the protein in my urine, and all that good stuff, high blood pressure. So I was put on bed rest. So I got really big into hat making and bow making. I've got tons of bows made for her, but I need to make more. I've got tons of stuff to make more bows in her room, and I actually need to get those done within the next week. So I finished shopping for her. There's nothing else that I need for her. I'm 100% done, from clothes to bedding to diapers, everything breast pump that I could possibly need, and my sweet husband is the one who made sure I had all that stuff done. He went out and did everything for me, which is totally amazing. So, and then I started craving ice at week 34. So that was another milestone, the ice crave. Okay, week 35. I'm going to go through these. I'm sorry. I'm already 4 minutes, so I'm trying to get these done. Week 35, I had a growth scan. She was doing great. She was in the 64th percentile. She was 6 pounds, a little over 6 pounds, 6.25 pounds. I had an OB appointment Everything looked great. When I was passing the bladder stones, we had discussed doing an amniocentesis at 37 weeks to go ahead and just get her out, just in case there was more bladder stones there. But I declined. I just don't. I will put up with any pain that is given to me to make sure she's not in pain or suffering or delivered early or anything that might cause her harm. So I just kind of put up with it. Her movements did slow down a little bit in week 35. They turned from kicks to more like rolls and stretches. My poor husband was cleaning the house, working a full-time job, making sure the dogs were fed and watered, and all this stuff because, again, I'm still on bed rest. So I still had stones. I was having really bad pains in my pubic bone area. I'm guessing from all the stuff that was stretching and all that good stuff. I have noted that I was having really bad panic and anxiety attacks over birth this week. Not this week, week 35. I'm guessing because, well, every mom goes through that point where she gets scared about labor and birth. I'm so sorry. Sorry. But as everything else, that too shall pass, and you learn to cope and deal with your anxiety and your fears and your worries. And then I developed a little knot on the top left-hand side of my belly. And I didn't think anything about it, and I was like, it kind of hurts when I stand for more than, 5 or 10 minutes. And you can feel it. It felt like the end of a little pencil eraser right under the skin. I was assured by the doctor not to worry about it because if I can feel it, the baby cannot, because she is, if it's that close to the surface of my skin, I have fat and muscle and uterus and placenta, because the placenta's in the front, and then, her, and then amniotic fluid, so she is fine. If I can feel it, she cannot. So we're good there. It was not a hernia. They're not quite sure what it is. She said that it's quite possible it could just be some kind of cysty thing, not like cancerous cyst, just a cyst, and that I might have to get it removed whenever I have her. They just make a small incision, remove it. So yeah, like 1 stitch. So we'll see how that goes whenever I have her and I start losing weight. Maybe it just goes away. Maybe it's just a weird pulled muscle. Who knows? Okay, so week 36, I was checked and I had 0 dilation, 0 effacement, and she is not dropped. I have noted that I'm totally sick of everything and I am over it. I was still having urethra pain at this point in time for week 36. This is where I was still passing little bitty tiny stones, and it was just getting a little bit too much for me, emotionally, mentally, physically, and all that good stuff. Pregnancy had finally caught up with me pain-wise. Hips were hurting, back was hurting. I was just antsy, and of course I'm still in the bed, so it doesn't help, how bad you hurt. I hadn't packed my hospital bag at this point in time. I didn't think that there was any point in it. Because I'm still just 36 weeks and I was just checked with 0, 0, 0. I've been having really bad pains in my wrists that they start here, right here, and it shoots down my arm all the way down on both sides. So this is, again, pregnancy carpal tunnel. This was not new to me. This is not something that I had to stress out about because I had it with my son. So I knew what it was. It just sucks. And with my son, I got it at like 30 weeks, so I went ahead and bought some arm braces. But at 36 weeks, what's the point, kind of thing? I thought my water broke on my 36 weeks. I was sitting in the kitchen. We were cooking dinner, and my husband was standing in there with me, and a gush came out. And I started shaking, and I was excited but scared because I was just 36 and 2. And we went to the hospital, and lo and behold, I had peed on myself. Ladies, let me tell you, I was sure that it was my water because I did not feel like I had to pee. I did not have the urge to stop from peeing, and it just kept coming. So, yeah, it's possible. I was one of those people who's like, no, that's not possible, it's not going to happen. Bleh. Not true. Okay, so which brings me to my current week 37. I'm 37 and 4 today, and a bunch of stuff happened this week. We are now inducing because of the preeclampsia and the blood pressure and all that good stuff, but we're not going to do it until week 39, but it's the first day of week 39, so technically it's 10 days away from today. So I'm excited, but I'm scared on so many levels because, first of all, I'm getting induced on Easter, which doesn't matter to me because, really, I don't do anything for Easter. So, we have dinner, so it's not a big deal. But what is worrying me is I'm still 0% dilated, 0% effaced, and she is high as hell. So that sets me up for an induction failure, which sets me up for another C-section. And I had an emotional breakdown Monday over all of this because I had fully planned on not having a C-section. I have not coped with the emotions of a C-section. I haven't coped with the possibility of a C-section. I haven't even thought about the possibility of a C-section. Though being a VBAC, I very much should have. So my first suggestion to ladies who are VBACing, who may watch this, is do not get caught up in your VBAC. Yes, be excited about it, plan for it, hope for it, pray for it, do everything you can for it, but still cope with the possibility that your dream may not happen and that you may end up with a C-section. Because now here I am 10 days away from having her with, 0 possibilities of effacement or dilation in the next 10 days unless something happens. I'm going in with a 50% chance of a C-section, and I've not coped with that at all. So I'm gonna have to deal with that, and I'm gonna update about that on my week 38 update, which will probably be my last one before I have her, because my week 39 I actually won't be into my week 39. I will have her at the beginning of week 39. So I got maternity pictures done as well. I wish I knew how to insert pictures. I will try my best to insert them here. If it didn't work, I'm sorry. I'm really not computer savvy. I'm really going to try really hard when I start doing her updates to get in here and try to figure out this computer editing program that I have. I have done one video, and it was my husband's skydive, and it turned out great. But for some reason, I can't figure out how to get it to do it again. So I just need to sit down and play with it, which you think being on bed rest would have been an easy thing for me to do, but it really never crossed my mind until right at this moment. Again, week 37, Monday appointment. Checked, no dilation, no effacement. She still has not dropped. Still having the pains in my wrist and my arm, but like I said, I've got 10 days till I go in to be induced, and it's, it is what it is. I'm not going to go spend $40 on 10 days worth of braces, when I also remember that whenever I had them with my son, it really didn't take all the pain away. It was just kind of there. So it really didn't matter. And then my last thing I have on my list, or actually I have 2 things on my list, but the last one about me I have on my list is, oh man, I sat there and erased it while I was saying it. That's horrible. Must not have been that important, huh? Okay, so the next thing I need to discuss very quickly, 2 minutes, is my husband had a cardiac issue. He was rushed to the ER in an ambulance, ended up getting admitted, ended up needing a heart surgery. 3 days later, ended up needing another heart surgery, so now he is recouping here at the house. So this has been like a really hectic time. 10 days before I have her, he's recouping. So thank God it got done now, and thank God that he's healthy and he's fine. But it was a major, major hoopla because we were so scared that something was going to happen and I was going to have her. But thankfully I didn't. He is doing well. Thank you for everyone that prayed for him. He's recovering wonderfully. I'm actually going to have to go get him upstairs soon because it's almost noon and he hasn't eaten anything. So, but he's still asleep. But he's doing wonderful. He goes back to work possibly tomorrow if he feels well enough. We'll see. He's been home now for almost a week, so he's doing really good, which is another reason why I have not updated, because this has been 2.5 weeks of just craziness here. So the only thing I have left to do is belly shot. Let me do that real quick. And I'm going to have to move a bunch of stuff around. I'm sorry if it's noisy. I'm sorry if it's louder. It hurts to stand up, y'all. So this is week... Oops. Yeah, you can see my belly falling out there, can't you? This is week 37.4. Probably got a little bit bigger since the last time I did a belly shot, huh? So about a Got a ton of stretch marks from her. So that's my baby. Thank you guys for watching. I will be doing a 38-week final update Monday or Tuesday. I have a growth scan appointment, amniotic check Monday, and a doctor's appointment. So we'll see how those go and then take it from there. Thanks for watching, guys.